Hi, it's Heba from the Sisterhood of Salaam Shalom. In today's video, I'm going to identify some common issues that come up when planning an event and suggest some strategies for addressing them. Before I dive in, I'll start and end by reminding you of 4 key principles. First, deal with the concern before it becomes an issue. Second, set reasonable and clear expectations from the beginning. Third, ask questions instead of making assumptions. And finally, communicate what you observe without judgment. So, let's say your chapter plans to host a movie and a discussion in your community. You step forward to coordinate the process, and some of your sisters agree to help. Together, you create a work plan. One sister agrees to find a place to hold the program. If you haven't heard an update in a while, don't assume she's got it covered or wait until after the deadline to speak with her. Give her a call after a week or two and say something like, "Hey, thanks again for volunteering to find a location for our event. I just wanted to touch base and see if you've had any luck finding a place." Wait for her to get back to you. If she's okay with the deadline, thank her, let her know that you're happy to talk to her if she has any questions. But if she hasn't had any time to make any inquiries, you might reply, "I know it's hard to juggle everything, we're all busy. Do you think you'll have time to make the calls before the deadline?" No judgment. Just ask the questions and elicit the facts. If she doesn't think she can complete the task on time and the project deadline is flexible, you might want to just ask when she can get it done. But if the deadline is firm and her circumstances haven't changed and she just can't do it, ask her to share her notes and see if someone else will pick it up where she left off. What's important is that your questions elicit concrete information without making judgments or assumptions. Avoid questions that start with the "you" word, such as "you agreed" or "you said," which might come across as blameworthy. Start instead with "wonder if" or "it seems like." That might sound like it's more suggestive. Now that's all well and good when there's only a few details, but if it's a big project, it's not always realistic to talk with everyone before the deadline. You might want to write an email and say the following: "Thanks for agreeing to find space for our community film screening next month. I was looking over our work plan and I noticed that the deadline to find space was last Monday. I just wanted to check in and hear where you are in the process." Be specific, clearly state the consequences, and make sure that your tone and questions communicate that your query isn't a judgment. There's just a job to get done. So, what happens if a sister doesn't complete her task and the project leader doesn't address the issue? Or, even worse, the project leader hasn't completed her task. Well, the principles are still the same. Touch base with the project leader, communicate what you observe without judgment, and use statements such as, "I'm feeling uncomfortable talking about this, but I'm concerned that," or "I'm wondering what to do about," and fill in the blank. Honestly, it's easy for me to express appreciation when things are going well, but when there's an unresolved issue on the table, I usually rehearse what I'm going to say over and over again. I'm naturally conflict averse, and this isn't easy for me to do at all. Human communication is tough, you know that, and my suggestions may not work for you, and that's okay. Address the issue in a way that's comfortable for you. But please, address your concern before the project is in jeopardy or members of the committee get really frustrated. Because we know it's easy to get into an argument and turbulence is just a fact of life. However, when you're clear about your goal, your objectives, and your timeline, you'll be able to respond in a way that suits your personality. Hopefully, one or more of these principles can guide you. Again, first, communicate with your sister before something becomes an issue. Second, set reasonable and clear expectations from the beginning. Third, ask questions instead of making assumptions. And finally, communicate what you observe without judgment. I appreciate your courage and leadership, and know that at the Sisterhood, we value the many ways you're making a difference in your community.